something like that. Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 1373. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to the WODdoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos. That is where we house them. Today what we have on is a special guest, Allison Anderson. She's a massage therapist, specializes in sports massage, and we started to talk about some parallels that we have between the rock tape dynamics and what we see in this deep tissue sports myofascial release type of paradigms, right? So we talk about all the time in the rock tape concepts that while using an instrument, we don't have to bash the tissues to a pulp, that less is more, that the neurologic effects sometimes outweigh the mechanical effects, and how it can be deceiving when somebody says, like, listen, I'm coming in to get a different name technique such as Graston or something like that. I don't want to necessarily bash names, not saying that they're all great techniques. What I'm saying is there is a persona that goes along with using an instrument that you are going to be in some sort of discomfort, going to get a lot of red marks, going to get a lot of bruises, and after a while you're going to feel better, right? But that's not necessarily the truth. We really like to focus on, affecting the nervous system in a more parasympathetic way, down regulation of the sympathetic nervous system. And anyway, that little tangent kind of got us talking to deep tissue and thinking about taking the word deep out of deep tissue. Why would we want to do that?
Deep tissue has that bruising connotation with it, or I have a client that says angry fingers.
Angry fingers, right.
Get your angry fingers into my muscles. And so it's not always the outcome that we want, like relaxing the muscle and restoring it to the length that it needs to be to function in the position that it needs to be.
So the idea of having to dig in with your hands, the same concept of like with an instrument, doesn't always equal like the harder I press, the only way to get that result is to like put me in a cold sweat, right. Fingers
dig
like fingers like toes scrunching, fingers scrunching, biting on the
back arching.
Yeah, exactly. So during like a sport tissue massage, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't ever get any depth, correct?
Correct.
What is it like? How would you define it differently? It's just that some tissues you press hard on. How does that work?
Some tissues, if there is some
increased tone,
yes, increased tone, tonicity, however you want to say that, you're going to try to release it. So it might be holding a pressure going through the movement. So adding a stretching component to it rather than just digging through the entire length of the muscle, which I think is what most people want or think they want with a deep tissue massage.
Right. Okay, so the parallel there is like, it's not, again, it goes back to that less is more a lot of times. And if we can get that same result without causing that tissue trauma, why not at least go for it, right?
Yep.
So think about deep tissue doesn't always have to be deep. Sport tissue, myofascial release sports therapy doesn't always have to be for athletes. We have all these weird misnomers and all these names and stuff like that. Man, getting a little congested out there, guys. But must be that Iowa air. Questions on this, comments on this, guys, please throw it below. I'm always there to answer your questions and try to figure out new and interesting things to talk about. So throw them below. Otherwise, guys, Allison, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Otherwise, guys, we're here each and every day optimizing function to optimize performance.